Hey everyone, how you doing today? I'm doing fantastic. So what I want to do is start putting some of these stones that I have here on the bottom of the riverbed. That's all sand there. Yeah, we don't want that sand mixed into there. So I'm just going to go through and pull a couple out, put them in this cup. Hey everyone, so these are the rocks. I got them on a towel and they're all sitting out kind of drying. Kind of got them, make them as separated as possible. Hey everyone, I'm going to start putting some of these rocks in down here. So this little section, I'll put some rocks. Now, I read some things that suggest that maybe you should, when you're doing the water stuff, you might use the water effects as glue. So I'm going to try that. The rocks I put in here. So these are the stones, sort of the stones used as rocks, right up in here, and they're going to be submerged halfway. So they're going to be submerged all the way up to about up to the top of that, and then the rest will be peeking out. And then so down here I put some in of those stones. So this here is a stone, and that's a stone. This one here is going to be mostly submerged, while some of it will be popping out, the plaster casting. This will allow these other stone rocks that I glued in to actually be more popped out. I guess this is another pile of them I put in, two there. Put a couple more right up in there. A pile of them. Hey everyone, just to let you know the stuff I put in yesterday, which were several of these rocks, like these rocks here, rocks down there, and then some other rocks. Now you can see there's a lot more rocks out there because I would say within 8 or 9 hours, that stuff was pretty dry. But I waited 24 hours, and then I glued some more in. So I do, all these are newly glued in here. I also glued in some other stuff. As you can see, I also have added some of that talus stuff to the bottom of the riverbed here. Back off a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Actually added in 3 spaces, so I do have some of that here, here, and over here in the shallow areas, so you can see. And that stuff is this down here. I know it's really hard to see, but I added some sticks, or what would look like a deadfall, kind of going from this one side of the bank to the rocks over there. So I added 2 there. Okay, so this is from the other side. You can see I added these little pieces of talus in here. You can hardly tell they're in there, which is pretty cool because it gives it just a very subtle effect, these little pieces. I only put some here, but I could actually just go all the way up with them. I'm going to have a little waterfall thing here, but I was thinking I had a rock or something. But I want to landscape, obviously, these bare regions, so I'm going to try to do that this week here. And then I have to dam off the ends. You can see, kind of looking down here, the other. Now, obviously, there's a section here you can't see, but it's kind of hard to see the different angles with this camera because I can't zoom in or zoom out too far. But just trying to show you here, I am going to start putting some green stuff along the edges before I decide to put the water in. So I'm still, when I'm talking about prepping the riverbed, that's basically what I'm doing. I really need to prep also the areas around the riverbed before we do anything. Let me just show you really quick here. I'm also adding, besides the rocks, so these are the rocks or the stones that I cleaned the other day. I've already put about like 13 to 14 in there. I'm going to be adding some more of those. Not too many more, just a few. And then this is some sticks. When I say I'm putting sticks out, but it makes it look like it's like deadfall, I guess, or logs in the water. And I've already put 2 of them in there. I'm probably going to add you know, 2 or 3 more here and there. I don't want to make it look too hokey dokey like there's a lot of them, but it does make it look kind of cool. So I'm going to add some more of those. And then I'm going to add more of these. The little talus. That's what this stuff is. I know it's hard to focus on it. I'm going to try to put in this guardrail right here. So I have some holes already in there at the areas, and then I have these pins ready. I'm going to try to get some glue out. And then it's all about waiting. So that one little guardrail there. Now I don't know what angle I've given you there. Obviously you can see that's not very big. I'm pretty zoomed in. Okay, so as we go up this road here, now let's look at this section here. This has got a bank on it, but I would like to put the guardrail also up in here if I can. Add them up here. So I have some here, here, and kind of that bend, and this entire road, especially on this side. So not necessarily right here, but I'll start here and then go all the way up to the top. Definitely on that side. Everyone, do you notice something? We have a rock that's no longer white. So yes, all the rocks are now painted. Yay! Hey, 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 hey! Well, I'm going to try to landscape this. Okay everyone, that's a good start on the vegetation up there. Just add a couple layers of turfs, fine turf and coarse turf. It's mostly going to be trees up there. I'm going to try to get out as much of this glue that's going to be running out there. And I'm going to let that dry before I go anywhere else, because some of this stuff is falling down into the water area. I just want to make sure that we don't get too much in there for now. So I'm going to just let that dry for a little while, and then look at working at some other locations in this area. Probably most likely that section here, and then in back there. Good morning everyone! I got a new product from the AutoScenes, the Woodland Scenic people, and they're really cool looking cars. This one here is called Wayne's Recker Tow Service, and it comes with a tow truck, a car to tow, and 2 figures. So these are little figures you get. I'm not going to even attempt to take them out of the package without any glue. I think that's the back of them. It certainly is. Let's look at the front of them. You can see how tiny they are. They are tiny. Well, this is interesting. The tow truck does have a thing kind of hanging from it. And it does have some thread or something there. And I'm not exactly 100% certain how that's supposed to all work. And then it comes with a car. I'm not sure if you can actually make it look like it's towing the car. That I do not know. I would assume that this thing would need to be up higher. So I think there's some finagling that I'm going to have to do, some kind of playing around with this string to, you know, make it look like it works right. And I'm not sure if it actually picks the car up. I mean, I don't know how that actually works. I'm trying to look at it and I don't really see how it works. There's no instructions or anything. But it is a tow truck, and like I said, because of that thing does hang there quite a far down. Yeah, it's going to need some TLC on that. Let's just look at the truck without that weird thing there and try to figure out how that works. It is a truck. It's basically looks like a pickup truck in the front, and you have your tow back. Just kind of look at it all the way around. Yeah, that little thing is annoying, and I don't know how that works. So that's the tow truck. Kind of look at the top. It does have a little flashing light and stuff at the top up there, as you can see. And here's another car. This car looks pretty cool, too. Whoa, whoa, it's tipping. That's a pretty looking car in its own right. And like I said, I don't really know how this thing is supposed to sort of tip up, but there's got to be a way it works, and once I figured that out, and like I said, I don't think there is instructions on how that works. I've seen a picture that was with this, part of the Woodland Scenic branding stuff, and somehow they had it propped up.